Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my 24th FlossTube. I've got a couple of things that I want to share that I've been working on and a few things that I just want to chat about. So let's just get started. So this fortnight, I don't have any finished pieces that I can share, unfortunately. It's always nice to share some finished pieces, but you got to actually finish something to have something to show. So I'm going to dive right into works in progress, and there's not a lot of variation, but I feel like that's something that a lot of people strive for in a way. I have talked about the fact that I have many works in progresses running at one time, and that's how I like it, because I can pick up something that I'm feeling drawn to, or I can take something that's small in my bag while I'm out with family or waiting for one of my kids to have an appointment or something like that. So anyway, I'm feeling very odd that I don't have many works in progress to share, just like as a disclaimer. So first thing I want to share is boring. It's this. So my work in progress for this is just gridding it and collecting the floss. It's going to be a commission for a customer of mine, obviously, and I think it's actually going to be super quick to make, which will be nice. I just I only gridded this a couple of days ago. I've got everything ready. I've been working on other stuff. So there's that, which will hopefully be finished in a 4-inch hoop. We'll see though, because this is a 5-inch hoop. It's just a bit bigger than I hoped it might be. Anyway, next piece is for my same customer, and so far it looks like this. This is going to be a Stitch People portrait, and she wanted to have these mountains with snow top tips. I can't remember the wording. And then there's going to be Stitch People and a cute little cat underneath, and so I've just finished the snow as of last night, yeah, it wasn't this morning, it was last night. So that's done, and then I'm about to start working on skin, because when it comes to Stitch People portraits, it's a creepy way to describe it, but I work inside out. So I start on skin, and then I do clothes, and then I do like accessories like necklaces and earrings and stuff like that, and then I do hair. So that is gonna be fun. The cat I think is super cute. I will share the pattern, so I won't give it all away, but there's the little cat. Isn't that just the cutest? So yeah, I am really liking these front-facing cats that I started doing with my latest family portrait, my own family portrait. I got the pattern from a stitchy friend of mine. She happily gave it to me. I'm not like nicking it from someone and all that, but I just think that they look a lot less awkward, because they're not just like this. Instead, they're actually sitting like a cat would sit. But anyway, so that piece is coming along nicely. That's just been like 2 days of 5-minute sittings working on it, and I really like the fabric color. I didn't have a lot of it left, as you can see. Like it's reaching the limits, but excuse me. This is going to be finished in a 5-inch hoop. So this is a 6-inch hoop right now. So the mountains are going to be really close to the edge of the hoop, and that's deliberate. So there's going to be more space on the fabric. Anyway, I'm rambling today apparently. Next work in progress is Pretty Little LA. I've actually done quite a bit on this since you guys last saw. I finished the white, yay! But I've also done this like khaki brown color, and what else? Oh, I realized that this it's like a lemony green. It's a very yellowy green color. I realized that it's this color up here, this one here, and I totally missed that it was supposed to be here in the pattern too. So I added that in, and I fixed this little red bit up here that I had to unpick because I stitched it 10 squares to the right. But so I've done some catching up on colors, and I've finished 2 colors since I last shared it, and now I'm working, as you can see, I've got my floss up here, but I'm working on this like mid-tone green, which is the light color in these hills, but the dark color in this back hill. So there's a lot of stitches for this specific green, and that's okay. I think it's making the piece less skeletal looking now that I'm filling out all these hills. So that's exciting. And I was super happy once I finished all the white. The last one I did was these clouds over here. So yeah, that's coming along awesomely. And just a reminder, or if you're new to my FlossTube, this is a piece for me. There is like no rush on this. So actually I don't remember when I started stitching this one. I think it was this year. My guess would be like end of January. But yeah, there's no rush on this. Yeah, it's fun. I like Satsuma Street's style of patterns. They're a lot of fun and a lot of colors. I'm trying to remember if I'd finished another color. I feel like I finished another color. I don't think I finished another color. But I did the green that I'm working on, I've filled out like some of the little specks of it around the place, because I had a couple of really short cuts of the thread, and so I was using them in places where I was only going to need a tiny bit of thread anyway. I'm on a really rambly day today. Anyway, so that's fun. That's coming along nicely. I would guess I'm like 2/3 of the way through. Just a guess. The last work in progress I have so just a reminder, I do have other works in progress. I am only showing stuff that I have touched on this fortnight. So the last work in progress I have that has changed is Animal House. So this one's a lot more fleshed out than the last FlossTube. So part 3 was released this past Friday, and as you can see, I have a lot to catch up on, but that's okay. Part 3 is like this area up here. I won't share the pattern because I don't think she's posted a finished like section of it online, but basically there's flamingos and a tiger, and I think the flamingos are really freaking cute. So I am looking forward to catching up a bit more once. So as you may remember, or if you are new again, you won't know, but I like working on patterns in color, number, order. And so I was doing this, and there's a lot of colors from the newest 35 DMC color floss line. So it was all looking so lovely and like uniform. And then I got to this like neon orange. I'm just like, oh my god, what is happening? But I'm part of the Satsuma Street like stitch along Facebook group, and I posted my work in progress, and I mentioned the whole neon orange thing, just like ew kind of feeling. And people were saying that once you add more colors into the pattern, then it doesn't look as gaudy and horrible. So, and I can tell because as you can see, I'm working on this like bright orange up here, and I've done it on the flowers down here. It is tying it in a bit better, so that's nice. But yeah, I've got a lot to catch up on. I have a lot of big sections of one color to do. All this wall around here, like around the windows, is mostly all one color, and there's like big thick stripes of color down here. And yeah, I've got, as you can see, the orange I'm working on is big-ish bits of color. So I do have a lot of what I enjoy, mindless stitching of big blocks of color coming up, so that's nice. And I haven't really looked at the newest part in depth. I downloaded it before I like lost access for some reason, and I wanted to check out what animals were in there. So that's kind of all I remember. But anyway, that's fun. And as you can maybe tell, these two are both on 18 count. And I was talking about this in my last FlossTube, but oh my God, I am loving stitching on 18 count. And it's funny because when I started on this one, I'm just like, those crosses are huge. Oh my gosh. And like, they're just so much bigger. So much bigger. And I mean, that's obvious. If you don't know about cross stitch and why these would be smaller and this is bigger, the count number for Aida fabric is how many squares are within 1 inch. So the higher the number, the more squares there are in 1 inch, and that means the smaller the squares are. So there's your today I learnt potentially. Yeah, I'm loving 18 count because it's just so tiny. I was this will be a good segue into an update because that's all my works in progress. So a good segue is I have finally started streaming again. I didn't this past Thursday, and I'll explain why in a sec, but the Thursday before that, I finally got my computer to behave and like all this setup to behave, and it finally worked. It took me like outside of not including time outside of when I wanted to stream, it took me about an hour to finally get all the cables set up correctly, because I don't know why my computer only has like 4 USB ports on the back of it, but I want to have like 20, but anyway. So I have to rely on a lot of USB like ports, so I connect the port to my computer and then I've got a bunch of other USB things. Anyway, I needed to figure out the correct combination to get everything to work correctly, because some things need direct connection to my computer, not connection to a USB hub. Anyway, I got it working. That's great. And my mum always tries to jump in whenever I stream. So thanks, Mum. I know she watches this, so hi. And I mentioned that, actually, what was I working on? I was working on this. I was working on the white. And I kept apologizing because I didn't think that people could see what I was really working on. But regardless, I commented that I really loved working on 18 count. And she pointed out that she hates working on 18 count because it's so tiny and her eyesight's not getting any better. And so it made me sort of think like, I gotta make the most of enjoying 18 count before I completely lose my eyesight, because I mean, I already wear these, like, anyway. So yeah, I'm happy to be back streaming. I didn't stream this past Thursday because, and I was going to talk about this in my like IRL section, but I had a lot of dental work on Thursday, and by the time 8 o'clock rolled around, well, even before then, I figured it out at like 6:30 or something, but the later in the day it got, I was just like, oh, it hurt so much. The thought of talking for 3 hours to myself or to people was just like, that sounded like a really, really horrible concept. So I took a break and I went to bed early. But I had to get a new crown put in. Yay! I have really, really horrible teeth. I try to take as good care of them as I possibly can, but basically, just, I guess, a fun story. When I was in my early 20s, I hadn't been to the dentist in a couple of years, probably, and I was eating some chicken, and I broke one of my molars, one of my back molars. It was just like regular soft chicken. It was just ready to break, because I I basically wasn't brushing my teeth anywhere near as much as I should have. I wasn't flossing, I wasn't using mouthwash, I hadn't been to the dentist, and blah blah blah. So I went to the dentist and got the rest of it extracted. That was not fun. And he did a full examination on the rest of my teeth, and I found out I needed 14 fillings. So that was fun and expensive. Basically over the next 7 months, I got 2 fillings a month. And ever since then, I have been religiously going to the dentist every 6 months and religiously brushing my teeth twice a day and flossing once a day. And I'm pretty bad at using mouthwash, but I figure I'm doing those other 2 things. So yeah, that's good. And yeah, I've had so much dental work done regardless of that. Likely just because poor genes and the fact that I just love sugar. So what can you do? But yeah, I got a new crown put on one of my molars, so yay. Anyway, I'm gonna look at my FlossTube notes. So I downloaded this app called Two's app, which seemed like a really good brain dumping kind of app. And I decided to note things I wanted to talk about in my FlossTube in the app. Anyway, so 2 things that I want to talk about before I go into rambly IRL stuff. I have been trying to figure out a similar wording, not really a quote, but wording for my pattern store-bought. So that one is about serotonin, and I've been trying to figure out, this is not a great way to explain it, but so I got the hiccups. I want to do one for dopamine. I'm trying to make it lighthearted and like I said, similar to my pattern store-bought, and I can't think of something that works. So I'm reaching out to you, internet friends and internet lords and everything like that. If you know of something that matches my store-bought kind of wording, but in regards to dopamine, write me a comment, please. That would be amazing. I want to make this pattern and have it as a sister pattern to the serotonin one. And I'm struggling, and I've been trying to think of this for at least 2 weeks. And it's bothering me, and yeah, so help me out if you know of anything, or even if you think of something. It doesn't have to be something that someone has said or already turned into an inspirational Instagram quote or whatever. Just, yeah, let me know. I would love to hear from you. The other thing regarding patterns that I want to chat about is my newest pattern that's on my website called Perfectly Imperfect. Thank you to my test stitcher Bridget for stitching up the test stitch for it, but that's available on my website right now, and it's super beginner friendly. I think it's super cute. My only concern is it fits in a 5-inch frame. It is a square piece, so it might be difficult for people to finish it nicely. It would fit pretty well into a 6-inch hoop, so that's a consideration for people wanting to get the pattern. I couldn't, it only worked in a square design, so hopefully you like it. I think it's really cute, and I actually have a customer who likes it but wants it to be something other than flowers on the bottom. So I have a pattern design commissioned to do that, which would be fun. So moving on to things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. I started martial arts, believe it or not. I ended up finally signing up and doing the thing, and I felt so awkward and big and out of place, but I did it. It was a 40-minute class last Monday, and I wanted to just leave during the warm-up. But I stayed and I did it, and it felt so good afterwards, even though I was dead. My lungs hurt the most, which was annoying. But on Wednesday, that was when I was like the sorest in my body. I'm going to be doing Mondays and Thursdays. So Thursday is going to be during the day, Mondays after my kids go to bed. And unfortunately, I couldn't go to the Thursday class because I was at the dentist. And I can't go this Monday because it's a public holiday. So I'm kind of really bummed that I haven't been able to go back again, because I'm worried I'm not going to keep the momentum going. I'm hoping that it'll help me lose a bit of weight, just quietly. I'm looking forward to it increasing, just like my lung capacity and just being more comfortable in my body. And I am hoping that I can use it as a way to help my girls in their martial arts. But I was really surprised that I wasn't that terrible. We were doing kicks, like practicing specific kicks for a lot of the class. And I don't know, I think I've mentioned this, I don't remember, but I did Taekwondo when I was a teenager, and I don't remember why we stopped. I think like school got too hectic or something like that. But so, roughly 20 years ago, I think I got to a blue belt in Taekwondo. And I think some of that stayed in here because, I wasn't as crap as I expected to be. So that's a positive. But I'm looking forward to it being something that I can connect with my girls. They're both very excited to have me doing it. And I tried on my uniform on Monday evening before they went to bed so they could see me, and they were both just like, oh my God, and both pointing out that they had colored belts and I was a white belt. So anyway, that's fun. The thing that's happening this weekend, which is why I'm recording this on a Sunday in the morning, because usually I end up recording in the afternoon, and that's kind of why my lighting's all weird as well, actually, because it's really overcast today. And that's normal, it seems, around this area in the mornings. But I've got a lot of artificial lighting, and it's all pointing up at the ceiling, except if I turn my glasses, you can see my tiny ring light that's above my camera. Anyway, so we've got my youngest's ballet recital today, and that is taking up so much of this long weekend. It's not funny. But yesterday, so I'm recording this on Sunday. So yesterday she had a dress rehearsal at the location, which is like a 35-minute drive from here, which I don't understand why, because her ballet, home, I guess, is where we are in Snoqualmie, but they're doing it like south of Seattle for some reason. Anyway, so everyone's having to drive really far, I would assume. So we had to truck all the way over there, and she got to practice in her costume, and I had to do her makeup and her hair and all of that, and it was the best thing for her, because she's very excited but very nervous about, this is her first recital, but seeing the kids practice before her class, and one of them was like a baby ballet kind of thing with, I would guess, like 3 and 4 year olds, and they were so cute, but they were so bad. And so I think that seeing them really helped her understand that it is not about being perfect, it is about having fun and showing something that you're enjoying to people you care about, basically. So she got up and she did great, and it was super cute, and I felt like I was gonna cry because I was so proud of her. But then we were I organized I organized a thing that I'm gonna explain after this, but we also went to Target to get some birthday presents for her friends, because she's actually going to 2 birthday parties next weekend and then the weekend after. So we got some things for her to give to her friends at Target, and something for her sister for her birthday. So we made a trip out of it, but it was a long outing, and now we're gonna go drive back there later today. And what is the time? Yeah, we gotta go in like a bit more than an hour and a half, and I gotta get her ready, and you know, we're not allowed to leave for like 2.5 hours, which I understand. It's like they don't want families to come and go once their kid's done, but as a family with a kid with special needs, we have to try and keep it quiet and still and entertained, and it's gonna be hard. But I'm looking forward to seeing her do her actual dance, because there was one of the girls in her class that didn't make it yesterday, so they looked kind of awkward. There was a visible gap, but I'm excited for her. She's very excited, and that's what matters. And yeah, we'll get home, just crash. But yeah, then we've got tomorrow. They don't have school because it's a public holiday, and it's supposed to be nice and sunny, so our plan is to just hang out in the backyard for a bunch. But the rest of the, like, Saturday, Sunday is ballet. The last thing that has been happening is my kids. So if you're new or you don't know, my kids' birthdays are mid-June, and they are the day after each other. Which when I was pregnant with my youngest, I desperately did not want my girls to share a birthday. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But oh my God, one day after the other is probably worse than them sharing a birthday. But I can't change it, so, you know. Anyway, so my youngest is going to be turning 6 and my oldest is going to be turning 8. And the last, basically since we moved to America, we have almost every year, just before their birthdays, moved house. And so we've never been able to build up a group of friends, and we don't have family here and all of that. So this year is going to be the first year that they're going to have a birthday party, and I am so freaked out and scared because I'm trying to wing it and figure out what you need for a birthday party. But I have a venue, I have a baker, and I have printed invitations, and that was one thing that my youngest and I picked up yesterday. We picked up the printed invitations, and oh my gosh, I'm just so the thing I'm nervous about is no one turning up for my oldest. If you don't know, my oldest is special needs. She's autistic, she has ADHD, and she is intellectually disabled. So she's in a special ed class at school and visits a general ed class, usually for like the specialist kind of class, a specialty class, sorry, so like art or music or library or whatever it is. She has the potential to have a lot of friends, but she's very intense, she's hard to understand, and it's just, I don't know, I worry that kids won't want to celebrate her birthday with her. And like, that breaks my heart. And that's been a worry of mine basically since my youngest was born. So when my oldest turned 2. Because by then it was clear that she was going to have difficulties. We didn't know how much, but that she was going to have some kind of difficulty for the rest of her life. And yeah, hearing stories about kids with special needs throwing a birthday party and absolutely nobody turning up just like shatters me. And I so hope that doesn't happen for her. She is only inviting like a third of the amount of kids that my youngest is because she can't tell us who she wants to invite. So I have to rely on her teacher to help me out there. It's just, yeah, I am stressing, but I'm trying not to, because she is kind of friends with some of the kids in my youngest's class, so that'll make me feel a little bit better. But I'm hoping that she just has a good time, basically. And one thing I've said in the invitation is please no presents, because I do not want it to be a pissing contest between my two kids on who got more. So anyway, that's my rant and my stress. But so that's going to be the weekend after their birthdays, because my youngest is actually going to someone else's birthday party on her birthday, which I'm nervous about. Like, we've explained it to her in depth that this is not going to be about her, even though it's her birthday. But she's never been to a birthday party before, so I don't know what to expect. Anyway, that's a bit of a ramble. But that's also everything that's been happening in the last 2 weeks, which is kind of why I haven't been able to sit down and work on like new patterns. And I've been so behind on my emails and slacking on posting on social media, just because there's a lot going on up here. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the comments with maybe ideas for a dopamine wording pattern thing. If you want to talk to me about a commission, you can check out the link that's below. I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share. I'll see you next time. Bye!